Hey, half-ass travelers. Today we're coming to you from the Hershey RV Show in Hershey, Pennsylvania, America's largest RV show. And today we're going to be looking at some Class B vans from Roadtrek. All the vans are from Roadtrek, and all of them have something to offer that we think you're going to like, so stay tuned.
Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Dan, and we are the Half-Ass Travelers.
This is the Roadtrek Westfalia Wave. Actually, it's by Roadtrek, but it is the Westfalia Wave. Some of you may recognize that name, Westfalia. I think it was on a bunch of Volkswagen products back in the past. But this is an Italian product, and that's the reason they're using the Ram Promaster chassis, which is very common in Europe. You won't see any running boards on this Class B, and there's a reason for that. You've got this little thing here, but we're going to show you that later. That's kind of a little surprise that we have for you. If you look up top, you've got this awning. What's it called, Rose?
Batwing.
A batwing awning. Thank you. I always forget about the batwings. Awning up the side, and you see that awning runs from one end to the other, and you've got lights on either end. That makes for a nice, cozy little living space. On the passenger side, hidden behind the blue flag is another one of the logos. More of the graphics we like on this van, but it's also got a 120 amp plug. And Rose, what do you think of the color? Is this a gray or is this more a green?
It looks like a gray.
It's a gray.
Yeah,
but look, it's got this matte finish, which we like. I don't normally like a matte finish for the entire vehicle, but it's nice, this contrast between the paint and the black matte stripe down the middle. It actually works. I think it looks very classy, especially when you take into account this graphic on the back window. And this it feels like a sticker that's on here, but it's really nicely done. You can see they've got the backup camera there. Let's take a sneak peek in the back and look at what's here. Now, normally we wouldn't start showing you what's inside. We make you wait for that, but we had to show you this because for Class Bs to have this much storage space in the back, it's very unusual. You've got your breaker box and fuse box here, as well as another 120 plug, some storage up under here. Let me move this box out of the way. And you can see there's a cabinet drawer here with the hose for what looks like an outdoor shower. And then up over here, you have a potable water fill. That's an unthreaded fill for that. And back here, there is the outdoor shower. It's kind of indoors, but it's outdoor. There's water controls for the water tank. And a lot of storage. You can see how much storage it is because of the size of this box. It's back here. Also, you've got this bug screen in the back that zips down. That's a nice addition. You can have a lot of fresh air in the area. Now, Roadtrek does something very different from other Class B manufacturers with the water routing and everything. If you look down here under the bumper, you'll see a little chrome thing. That is the connection for the water hose. And then come around to the other side, you'll see the umbilical for the shore power. Both of those tucked underneath the bumper. There's something really unusual on this side too. Now this part isn't unusual. This is the cassette toilet empty. The black tank right there, you just pull that out, you take it out and empty it. That's not what's unusual. What's unusual is behind here. You lift up and there's a little bit of a magnet and there's a gate valve here for your gray tank. Now, how does the gray tank empty? You've seen the hoses before? Look at this hose. All right, since it's just a gray tank, they can use a smaller hose. And look at this little system they got here. You would just take this, unscrew it, put it on the sewer hose, pump out using the gate valve and gravity. Turn that like that, and your hand has never touched ickiness. It's a pretty cool system. You can rinse this off, and then you put it on back. That's a very interesting system for emptying the gray tank. We've never seen that before. All right, now we're gonna make the magic happen. Now, you don't see automatic doors on Rams normally, and you won't see it here, but there is something else that's automatic with this. When you slide the door open, ta-da, the step comes out. This step's about 2 inches lower than your usual running board on the side, makes it a lot easier to come in and out. There's also a grab handle right here inside the door. And while we're standing right by the door, let's talk about right here. We have a Vitrifrigio Italian refrigerator here. It's a pretty decent size. It's got a separate compartment for a freezer, but not a separate freezer. And look at this. Look at those cute little ice cubes. Look at the Italian ice cubes. Italian ice. In Italy, this is a mid-size ice cube. All right, while we were showing you the Vitrifrigo fridge, we've had a treat because we've got a special guest. Alex, come on down.
Hey, Alex.
Hi, everyone. Alex from Vitrifrigo. This is the Slim 90. The Slim 90 is a refrigerator, 3 cubicle feet, you know, like, and you can see that it has a freezer on the top, and basically it's lighter, doesn't take a lot of space. Our handles right here, they go through 250,000 tests for them, you know, to make sure that every refrigerator resists the overuse, you know, like when we go camping with kids and older people. That's what Vitrifrigo can offer to you. Also, Vitrifrigo is a refrigerator brand made in Italy, and it's a 12-volt refrigerator, lighter than our competition, better and energy efficient. Give us a call if you need a Vitrifrigo on your RV. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alex. You see that? That's the advantage of coming to the RV show, because this is where all the experts hang out. All right, moving on. Okay, now that Alex has done his spiel, we're going to continue with the tour of the interior. I'm going to go up here into the Promaster cabin. All right, a lot tighter than what we have in our Mercedes. Let's try to put the seat back, see how far it goes. Okay, that's a little bit better. These seats, they have a kind of shape to them. It's kind of strange. I think that if I was going to drive this across country, I would want some kind of cushion here. I certainly would want to put the seat back a little further. Rose, am I hitting back there?
No.
Okay, plenty of room back there to put the seat back. No problem there. There's a lot of adjustments here, but they're manual adjustments. All right, so you can play with that once you get in here. Let's talk about the dash, because I love the Promaster dash. They have a great big screen here. I like how they put the shifter right here. There's no trying to find it, and there's no doubting what gear you're in. Everything's in a good place. They've got a phone holder here. That is a beautiful thing, as well as power on the dash, cigarette lighter, 120, USB-A, USB-C. What more could you need, right, Rose?
Right.
That is a great system. I like how modern everything looks. It's all sleek. Love the big windshield, big sloping windshield. It's just a beautiful driving.
How's the seat feel?
It's like I said, the material is nice. It's a leather seat. It's just got a weird shape to the bottom of it. It's kind of a U shape. If you're looking for these Promasters, you're going to want to come in here and sit in them and see how you feel about it. But additionally, up here you've got some storage space above the visors. Yeah, so these nice little pin lights here. And is there anything up here, Rose? Yes, a little bit of storage up over this compartment. And this looks like this is the shades for the windows, so when you're in the campground. All right, and right above our heads, let's see what this is. Oh, it's like an up-down shade. You got the bug screen, you've got the blackout screen, but you also have access where you can push this open and access the roof. So it's like a skylight vent roof access, all in one. That's a great idea. All right, let's talk about this seat behind the driver's seat, shall we? Rose, we've seen this a lot of times before. You can see how tight this is. When the table is out, I can't really get my... This to me is not something that Rose and I could use. If we were traveling solo, if one of us was traveling solo, this would probably be a little bit better. It would be more workable. But to have two people in here, you're certainly going to have a hard time fitting two adults next to each other in this seat. Now this table does slide on this rail. There's a rail over here on the side. You can see it slides a little bit, so I can get in and out better. But still, traveling cross country, children maybe, but I can't see two adults sitting in these seats traveling cross country. But on a good note, we love these window shades. These are awesome. Love the up-downness. Up-downness, you like that? I just coined that term. I think I'm going to put it in the dictionary. And then these windows with the awning style, really cool. Very easy system to operate. Love Love the design in the seats. The seats are done very well, don't get me wrong. It's just this setup, you can take it or leave it. A few more things in this compartment. Let's talk about the latching cabinets. Now, this is a good system. It's got a way to lock these cabinets up so the doors aren't falling. Good substantial hinges and latchable latches that keep it from opening by accident. That's a great design. We like it. This is a textured kind of plastic. It looks like wood though, but it's a textured plastic. Also, behind the seats here, if you want to turn this into a bed, I'm not going to do it, but you can see the cushions here for this whole system folding forward into a sleepable area. So if you're traveling with children, then you definitely have a bed for them. I can't imagine an adult fitting on that. Maybe a pet. For those of you who are traveling with a dog or cat, they might like that. Let's talk about the kitchen. This whole area is taken up by the refrigerator, but behind it, you've got a drawer. It's not, I thought it was a sponge drawer, but it's not. There's a little more storage behind it. And again, these latchable, oh look, there's a cutout for the sink. That's pretty cool. Oh, and they're soft close drawers as well. Very nicely constructed. I like how they kind of leave out the sides. That's different. That's very European. Right, Rose? Yeah. They're nice cabinets. And nice hardware there. Now the sink isn't the biggest. Remember, we're in a Class B van. There's not going to be a lot of room in here, but stainless. We like that the faucet comes up. Rose would like it to come up higher, but then you're splashing water all over everything. So there's kind of a middle ground there. This is kind of neat. This little system for holding everything in. I can play music. I can play guitar. All right, enough about that. Let's talk about overhead. Cabinet here to the left of the microwave. Microwave. Want to show them the room in there? It's not very roomy. And then cabinetry here. Cabinetry here. Again, those great hinges, locks. All right, and again, the texture, really nice. All right, come on back. Let's see what we got back here. Okay, I'm gonna push this back a little bit just so I can show them. More storage under there. And you'll see underneath it, that's not a storage compartment. This is a storage compartment, but down underneath is not. All right, let's talk about the bathroom. Since we're here, across from the kitchen. Oh, I can't see. Okay, yes, it's a wet bath. Looks very European, doesn't it? To me, that's just European styling. I like, you see those straps across the little cutouts in the back? I wish that they would add those straps to some of the shower enclosures that we've seen in some of these units that have shelves but no way to hold anything on the shelves. That's a much better system. We like the molded sink. Let me get around and get in there and show you how much space there actually is. Okay, there's a mirror here. There is a shower curtain. It's tight. Look at the light in the side door though. I like little features like that. All right, let's talk about this rear section because this is something that is kind of a hybrid storage area and bed. It's got that very lightweight system, as you can see here, where you put this together in various configurations, but the bed pretty much takes up this entire area. We saw the storage before back there. You got cabinets all around, and they're the same style cabinets all the way to the back. You got an overhead air conditioning unit. It's a Truma Aventa Air AC. You got these little storage pockets all over the place. That's a good thing. Up-down windows on both sides to get you some ventilation back and forth. But this whole bed flips up so you can store stuff behind it, like bicycles and whatever. And then when you get to the campground, you put your bicycles outside and you set up your bed. So this provides you sleeping area, a larger sleeping area, and also room to store all of your goodies. So what you may be thinking is, hey, I like that van, but I got to travel with 4 adults or 2 adults and 2 larger children. So what are my options with sleeping? Well, there is an option available in the Westfalia that will allow sleeping area for 2 more adults. We're going to show you that unit in just a second. Roadtrek offers Slumber versions of a lot of their RVs and the Class Bs, and Westfalia is no different. This is the Westfalia Wave Slumber. And it has the tent, I call it the tent, the pop-up tent up on the roof. And Rose, if you hand me the camera, I'll show them this sleeping area up here. It's kind of a canvas sided. There's some zipper windows on either side. They've added that LED light strip up the middle, and you've still got the vent that allows you roof access. And it is enough room to sleep 2 adults up there. It's a really nice feature. So if you need the extra sleeping space, that's definitely an option for you. All right, so these are the Westfalia Wave models. Now we're going to be taking a look at something a little bit different, a little bit more in tune with some of the other Class B vans we've seen over the years. The next unit we're going to be looking at is the Roadtrek. This is the Chase 50, and it is also built on the Dodge, or I keep calling it Dodge, the Ram Promaster chassis. Very similar to the last unit, except you're going to see there's an additional, this is kind of neat, instead of a running board, there's also a step to get up into the passenger compartment. That's a great addition. We like that. You know, the other step that we saw in the other unit, that's the same. And they've got the Batwing awning. And this one's out a little bit further. You get an idea of the amount of space you have up underneath the living area, which is what we call it. You've got the outlet here on the side. We've got the doors open in the back, and this is already, you can already see that this is a very different unit. We're gonna give you a little sneak peek of the inside because the doors are already open, and I guess the cat's out of the bag. Out of the bag. All right, so this is a rear facing sofa unit. It's one of those double bed kind of sofa things, but look how they have the heads of the beds that go up like this. This is a really great feature, especially if you have a snorer as a partner. We won't mention who that is. What? Me? No, never. Never. But these cushions are so soft, and there's a lot of cushioning here. It's very comfortable. You've got the cup holders in the center, and there's a lot of space back here, but we're gonna look at that from the inside so you get an idea of exactly how much space you have. If you look down under the bumper, you've got the usual setup, fresh water on that side, umbilical for shore power on that side. And as we come around here, looking behind here, you've got your outdoor shower. And this looks similar to what we saw in the Westfalia, right? But except this is not a access for your cassette toilet. This is actually, this looks like the back of the Truma AquaGo, all right, and that's vented for that. So I don't see a cassette toilet, so I'm thinking there's probably a black tank. Let's take a look under here and see what we've got. You remember what we had on the Westfalia? All right, this is a lot different. You can see that there is a gate valve here for the black tank that goes right out to the sewer. There's also a gray valve under there. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on, let me take that from you real quick. You can see the gate valve under there for the gray tank. And up behind here is not one of those usual hoses. I think it's locked. I'm not gonna be able to open it, but these units from Roadtrek all come with a macerator. So you can either use the manual empty with the gate valve, or also there is a macerator pump. And if you look up here inside the door, whoop, watch your shins. You see this red button? That is the macerator pump control switch. So you're going to be, if you're going to be using the macerator pump, you're going to hook up the hose to the waste, whatever, dump site, and then you're going to go up there and hit the red button, and that's how that's operated. It's a really neat system. We have never seen that system anywhere except in these Roadtrek vans, and you're going to see it on some of the other vans as well. You know, we post all the prices on the screen as we're doing the reviews of these RVs, so you already saw the MSRP and the savings, but we just have to point out the amount of savings that you get when you come to these RV shows. Hershey is no exception. There are considerable discounts to be had here, and that's one of the reasons that they draw the crowds like they do. It's a really great place to come if you're trying to decide what kind of RV you want, or if you're trying to get a deal on an RV and you live in the area. So great options here. All right, let's take a look inside the Chase. The manual door, you see, with the automatic step. This looks very similar to the Westfalia with this pedestal here, except there's no Vitrifrigo refrigerator here that I can see yet. It does have the zip down bug screen, and that's a nice thing. Let's go up inside. It's got Rose's favorite floor, the faux wood kind of tile finish. And look, this one, they have the passenger seat swung around. Let's take a look at this driving compartment. It's not I wouldn't say it's difficult to get in between the areas, but you do have to duck in here, and it's a little bit of a body contortion. But other than that, we talked about it in the previous unit. We really like this Promaster cabin. It's really nice. You have some good storage here, and you've got everything you need at the tip of your fingers. So that's a great thing. Now, we always are concerned when we have something behind the driver's seat, if the seat will go back far enough to accommodate a person 6 foot or higher. Now, I'm pretty tight here. Let me check it. Okay, yes, I am hitting it. And yes, it's right about the place where it's doable for me. If you're taller than 6 foot, 6'1", you may want to sit in here before you decide on a purchase, because you want to make sure that this is going to be enough room for you. Because again, this is a limiting factor in the seat adjustment. Up over top of the driver compartment, you've got a large storage area. I can dip my arm all the way in here, and there's a lip on it. We like that. Stuff doesn't come sliding out. That's a great feature. I'm going to take the camera from us for just a second so I can show you the controller, the touchscreen controller for all of the systems. That looks very similar to the one we have, the Spider system. I think it's called Spider in our Wayfarer. All right, let's take a look at the obstruction behind the driver's seat, shall we? It looks like a bathroom. What do you think, Rose? What do you think of this color? It's kind of like a sea green, almost like a seafoam green. Yeah, I like the mirrors. I like these little compartments for storage, magazines or whatever, doors. Okay, let's see. Oh, I like this. Look at how it's got this extra piece of door there. I think I know why that's there, but yeah. This is a way to extend the amount of room you have in the bathroom. I don't know if you can see this. Rose, come on up here for a second. Let me show you. There's a hook here on this side, and then there's a latch here. So when you're using the shower, you can actually latch this door in this position right here. So from the outside, it looks like this, and you can see it gives you that much more room in the bathroom. That is a very simple design, but a very effective design, because once you step in here, all right, there's not a lot of space. You need that extra room with the doors coming out to give you more room to move. And it doesn't matter because the shower curtain is on the track and it keeps the water from getting on the floor. Don't know how effective that would be. I think there might be some splashing under there. You never know. Sitting on the toilet, I can tell you it is very tight in here. Yes, it's a Class B van. You're not going to have a lot of space in the wet bath, but this is incredibly tight. You could definitely multitask doing brushing your teeth or whatever you need to do. There's a mirror facing me right here, so I could get ready while I'm sitting here. In fact, that's probably what we would end up doing if we had this van. Got some good shelves here for shampoos and stuff. Also waterproof light, and you can see the showers attached to the faucet. We've seen that before. Not a bad design. There's a lot of different things in here. They've maximized the space. We'll put it that way. Next to the bathroom, you've got, this looks like a closet to me, but it's not. This is actually a pantry for the kitchen. Yeah, and this is like kind of a cardboard type, just very narrow, but they do that to maximize the space. You don't really need a thick piece of wood here. I think that's going to be good. It seems pretty sturdy. These cabinets, there is not a thing in here that's going to rattle, and except for one thing, and that's this. This is the only place where this van is going to be rattling, and they said if you just wrap some masking tape around this hook, then you won't even have that rattle. These are very secure. There's no rattle here. We always check for rattle in these Class Bs because it's one of the annoying things that we had in our Class B. All right, up here, oh my God, look at the size of this drawer. All right, so that's got to be used for clothing or maybe pots and pans, I don't know. Different fridge. Guess what brand is? You're going to make me pronounce it again, aren't you? Vitrofrigo. Vitrofrigo. And with a separate freezer. This is a nice refrigerator. There's a lot of space in here. It's not a full size like a residential, but it is a good size. For a Class B, that is awesome. We love a good fridge. One of the reasons we bought our Class B was because of the big fridge. Sink, this is the same size sink we had in our Class B, right? In our American Coach. But the faucet here is so much better. We like this. This is kind of interesting how it goes straight out and then shoots down. It gives you a little more space to operate underneath the faucet when you're washing dishes. You got the induction cooktop here. Nice shelving underneath. You got 3 separate shelves under there, 3 separate shelves under here, and then silverware drawer up top, all seafoam. What do you think this countertop?
Guess what?
What?
There's an extension.
Oh, that's right, Rose.
Yay!
Yes, I'm not gonna, it seems to be locked in place, and I'm sure there's an unlock there, but yeah, it comes out, extends your counter space. Rose loves that. We wish they put that in every Class B. Nice backsplash here, stainless steel. I didn't see any 120 volt outlets up on top, but that's because they hit them right under here. I don't know if you saw that when we opened the cabinets, but yeah, there's some 120 there. So if you got a coffee maker or something, you can set it on here. Smallish microwave, but big enough for a dish. We see this a lot, these small microwaves. So all in all, you got this little clear thing to keep things from sliding out onto the couch and to keep people who are sitting on the couch from getting up into the hot pans that might be sitting on the induction cooktop. So all in all, it's a very compact kitchen, but everything's here. So for a Class B van this size, it's pretty complete, and it's very sturdy. You can't really tell, but these cabinets are very sturdy. Roadtrek does a good job on their cabinetry. And speaking of cabinetry, big wardrobe. Now in older units, in older Roadtreks, we're told that this wardrobe used to be over here, and it kind of blocked the view of the, the flow through of the van. So they moved it over here, and it does take up a little bit over the seat, but that's all right, because that's where your feet are going to be when you're sleeping anyway. So it really doesn't matter. This cabinetry up here is divided up, and you can see there's chargers in there. So that would be a cabinet where we would hold all our cameras that we need to keep charged and batteries. And then on the other side, you've got more storage overhead. Now let's talk about these hinges. Very substantial hinges. This is great that they have locking to keep them open, and also they have latches. All the things, the three things that we want in a cabinet, plus these doors. I don't think they're wood. They feel like a composite material, kind of molded composite, but they look like they're beautiful. And they're gonna hold up to like dirt and grime, it looks like. All right, Rose, what else we got? Up overhead, LED lights. She's got a fan right above her head. There you go. And we got the AC unit right here. Not ducted AC, but it's a small unit. You don't really need the ducting. All right, let's talk about these beds. We saw them from the outside. Oh, did you see how I sank into that? They are very comfortable. And one thing we like to see in this kind of setup is windows, because if this is the place where you're going to be hanging out when you're hanging out inside the RV. And that's good, because there's a window directly in front of me, and there are two windows behind me, and there's also windows in the doors. So you're going to have a lot of light coming in here, but also you're going to kind of be able to bring the outdoors in. Let's talk about these shades. You've seen the up and down shades where you have the bug screen on one side and then the privacy screen on the other. These go side to side, which is really nice. And I don't think that there's a second one to pull out. No, so this is the screen here on this one. Oh, but this one here, take a look. Because that window doesn't open, it doesn't need a bug screen, but this one has it. So you got your bug screen here, privacy screen here. Instead of up-down shades, they are side-to-side shades. So that is a great way to do it. We like this much better than a clanky valance or something like that. This is just much nicer. Also, you can see they've got the TV covered, but there's a TV behind here, flat panel TV, and these LED strips. It's just very classy, very beautifully done, very comfortable. These sofas are really, I mean, I can sleep here, no doubt about it. Now there's no, oh, there is storage here. Look at that. But there's no storage back here, but that's because they've got storage underneath, which I'm gonna try to get open. Okay, come on. Oh, that's why I can't open them. They're drawers. And you gotta open them on both sides, dummy. Truly half-assed. You can see there's drawers under there for clothing storage. This is how they close the gap between the two beds. And there is a track all the way up. Let's take a look under here. That doesn't come up. This does. Oh, wow. That's a lot of storage. Holy cow. That is awesome. All right, as I'm going through these vans, you're gonna see I'm surprised by stuff. This is the first time we're seeing them. We like to do our videos where we give you genuine reactions to these units as we're looking at them, and that's the reason for that. Plus the fact that, we are admittedly half-assed in our reviews. We're learning as you are, but this is just a gorgeous unit. I'm really digging this. What do you think, Rose?
Yeah, it's nice.
What do you think compared to we've had a rear lounge unit, but this side-to-side bed thing seems like it would work for us because of the ability to leave the bedding pretty much on the couches. You could sit on it during the day. What do you think?
Yeah, lift your head up too.
You like this the
Great.
best?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I do snore a little bit, so yeah, this would be, Rose would have mine adjusted all the way to the top to prevent my snoring. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, no, this is a beautiful van, and it's very well done. As I was saying, overall, this is probably, I like this one a lot better than the Westfalia, just the setup. I know the Westfalia has that extra storage, but there's something about comfort and lounging space indoors that really, I think that's what I'm more interested in. If I was more carrying bikes around and off-road stuff, then it might go the other route. But all right, now we're gonna take a look at another unit from Roadtrek. The next unit we're looking at is the Roadtrek Play Plus Slumber. And this is called the Slumber because you can see on top, it's got that tent thing. There's also a Play Plus that without that option, but this is the one that has the option. And you can see, look at the design. What do you think of the color of this, Rose? It's a little bit different. It's a dark gray. And I like all the lights and everything. There's something about the Ram Promaster front end. It really touches me. It's kind of simple, but it's kind of like futuristic too. I don't know. Maybe it's because I used to watch those old 70s ARC shows and all that.
I think it's aerodynamic.
Yes, definitely aerodynamic. Rose, absolutely. Okay, the outside, you're going to see a lot of similarities with the other units. However, look at this one's actually got the running board. It does not have the automatic. Now, this running board's about 2 inches higher from the automatic ones. So getting in and out is slightly less, or slightly more difficult, but not really that difficult. It's just, if you have an accessibility issue, you may want to keep that in mind. We're gonna go around the back. I'm gonna show you. This is pretty much the same Batwing awning, all right? It's got the fresh water underneath the bumper and the umbilical for shore power in the same place. I'm gonna take a brief look inside at the storage under the seat. Now this is a rear lounge unit. We're gonna show you on the inside, but you can see there's some storage up here under the rear lounge that you can use. It's definitely usable storage. This is more comparable to the storage we've seen in a lot of these Class Bs, unlike the Westfalia, which had a huge amount of storage. Also, they're storing the table here. This is a great use of the space, and you got a little storage thing there. Let's go around the side, Rose. Okay, it's the same. You've got the outdoor shower here, very similar to the unit we just looked at. You've got your Truma, your hot water heater exhaust, and then your suburban cabin exhaust. And this one also has black and gray gate valves and the macerator pump. Very easy to operate. There's no little step for the driver though. Just keep that in mind as well. Ready to go inside? Let's do it. Not sure what I expected here, but it is the Slumber, so I'm expecting to have something over my head right as we go in. All right. Oh, I wasn't expecting this. Look at this blue color. This has the same bug screen and everything. It's got the same pedestal for the kitchen, but look at that. That's stunning. And it seems to be very similar to the last unit we looked at with the kitchen. The driving compartment is the same Promaster driving compartment, so we don't need to go over that again, with the little step up in there. And we didn't point it out in the other ones, but there is a table mount here. So when you rotate these chairs around, you can actually use the table. And it's got the same bathroom setup behind the driver's side. If I can figure out how to open it, half-assed indeed. Okay, same bathroom as in the other unit. We like that. I'm not sure if I like this better than the seafoam green. What do you think, Rose? There's a texture to it. I'm not sure which one I like better. What do you think, Rose?
I think I like this one.
You like this one better? Okay. All right. We saw this in one of the Westfalias. I'm going to take the camera from Rose. I'm going to show you the sleeping compartment up top. Lots of space up there. And you've got the vent. And then there's also some controllers over the door. There's no touchscreen in this one. It's a little more bare bones basic. You do have the speaker here. That's nice, a Bluetooth speaker. All right, I'm giving it back to Rose. Here we go. Come on in, Rose. Let's take a look at the rest of this beast. It's got the pantry, just like in the last unit. It looks like an identical setup to the last unit. It's got the Vitrifrigo fridge. I've got the pronunciation down now, and it's still got this drawer under here. This looks pretty much identical. Same sink, different faucet. This faucet is the one that's the more traditional that goes straight down.
And it's neat the way it has the...
So you like this one better than the other one? This part?
And it does have my little...
Yeah, it's really nice. It's got the extension for the countertop. Yeah. This one does not have an induction cooktop though. This one has a gas 2-burner grill. Okay. see that. Does that affect the drawers? Still got the silverware drawer. 3 drawers underneath. Now, it's all the same. Got your 120 plugs here.
What is this?
This is this is the Bluetooth speaker. Oh. It's a detachable Bluetooth speaker. You got the microwave, little bitty one, and you've again got storage overhead. Same cabinet systems, just different doors. And again, these are not wood, they're just looking like wood. This is some kind of composite material that's been molded. And it's the same over here, identical. You got the wardrobe, you got the cabinet that's full of power, and you have a flat panel TV. This one doesn't have that cute little cover on it like the other one did. All right, but here's where the differences lie. This is a rear lounge unit. This is more similar to what we had in our Class B Patriot. This converts into a bed. This part of the couch will go down, and then this entire thing turns into mega bed. It's just going to be a matter of preference, whether you like the bed on each side, making a couch facing each other, 2 couches facing each other, or whether you like this, where you've got the couch in the back and then the 2 seats facing each other. This is usable for 4 people. 3 on the back and 1 there. You'd have to have a small person here though because of the cabinet. This seat's a little bit limited for use like that. It's more of where you're going to be putting your feet. I don't want to put my feet on everything, but where you would be putting your feet to rest it. Now, the storage under the seats is going to be a little different. So let's see what they've got here. Okay. Big storage compartment under that seat. What do we got here? Big storage compartment, well, medium storage compartment. But this right here is the piece that slides across to make the big bed, okay? So that's how that system works. And then it just hides away under there. And we already saw what's under this couch because it's got all that storage from the back door. All in all, it's just a very interesting way to go about the rear lounge. I can tell you, there's a high level of quality in these units just from opening the cabinets and looking at them. We've seen a lot worse. I mean, look at let's talk about the frames around the windows, right? It does have those same side-to-side shades, but just look how the frames are done. This is no cheap balance, all right? This is like a fabric wall that is tucked in there. I don't see any imperfections. A lot of times you go in these vans, you'll see these little imperfections, and it kind of tells you that the quality is bad. We're really impressed with these Roadtreks. They seem to be a very high quality units. Rose, what do you think about this one? Would you rather have had something like this than the Patriot, or were we happy with our Mercedes-based Class B? I put you on the spot, didn't I? Yeah, all right. She's not going to make that decision. One last thing I want to talk about was the table mount here. Obviously, you're going to have a table in the middle. It is usable space. We did use our rear lounge quite a bit. We really liked it for the functionality of it. It just, the space was limited. That was our issue. And that's probably going to be the difference between this unit and the opposing couches unit. All right, but we like it. This is just, especially the quality. Okay, we've got one more to look at, and it's completely different. We were talking about Mercedes-based units, and guess what? We've got one to show you. The next unit we're going to be looking at is also from Roadtrek, but it's a little bit different. This one's on the Mercedes chassis. This is the SS Agile. Now, this is a 2025 unit, but we're told that the 2026s are identical to the 2025s. We're a little bit more familiar with the Mercedes chassis. Now, we had a 3500 chassis, and this is on a 2500 chassis, so there's a little bit of a difference there as well. But we're going to go around and we're going to show you first the outside, the styling of the Mercedes. It's a timeless styling. Everybody's familiar with it. I don't know what more to say about it. It is the compact short wheelbase, but it does have the awning, the Batwing awning overhead that runs the entire length. Small awning because it's a small Class B. Coming around the back. All right, you've got the just the trailer hitch back here. I don't see the freshwater and the shore power on the sides. That's probably because it is a Mercedes and they do it differently on that unit. All right, this is also, you can tell, a rear lounge unit, and this is all the storage you have. This has a pretty good amount of storage under the seats, although they do have this mechanical systems up under here. I'm not sure exactly what that is. It looks like the heat pump, but yeah, but there is quite a bit of storage, and also you've got the bug screen in the back. Pretty much standard. This is going to be a tight fit. All right, I'm still going to show you. They've got them wedged in here at the show.
babe.
All right, hot water heater, outdoor shower. There's your umbilical for your shore power, and then the cabin heater exhaust. And then up under here, go ahead and show them this, hon. Try to get it under there. I'm not going to get on my hands and knees, but that's where all the nastiness happens. That's the empties for the tanks in the unit. And it's got these kind of running boards on the side. You can see there is a step there, but it doesn't extend out when you shut the door. So I think I like that because it's not sticking out on the side, getting in the way of things. All right, let's take a look and go inside. All right, let's see if this thing's got an automatic door like ours did. Most of the Mercedes do. Yep, automatic door. Oh, and automatic step like we've seen in the Westfalia. Yes, okay, we like that. Again, it tucks up underneath. You see it's tucked up here, but this one comes out, give you a little more traction on your foot as you're going up and in. You can see the bug screen here. It's only like a half screen because you've got this big wall here. It's a big wall, so you got kind of half a door. We don't mind that though. It's good for us. All right, this is a position we're very familiar with, right, Rose? All right, very comfortable leather seats, very soft leather, and also they've got the stitching in the headrest, the badging for Roadtrek. Yep, there it is. Really nicely done. It's the standard Mercedes cockpit for the 2025. It's not the new one that has the collision avoidance in it, but it is pretty much the same we have in our Wayfarer, which is the 2024. It's got the plugs in there, the USB ports. We just wish that they had more USB ports on the dash, but if you've seen our videos before, you know that that's something that we're partial to. Got a little bit of storage up over the visors, but no storage up here, which is bad for storage, but good because when you're getting in and out of it, you can stand right up. So really easy access. Love the driving position of the Mercedes. As we said before, it's a beautiful drive. We're very partial to the Mercedes. One thing this unit does have is a rather large kitchen for a Class B van of this size. Wow, look at all this counter space. And I know you can't tell so much because they got all these stickers and information flyers everywhere, but yeah, this is a lot of space. Now they do have the small sink that we saw in the other units. Nice faucet. This is the one that has the 90 degrees down. And we do like this countertop. Also, they got the single induction cooktop here. Look at this though. This is like a padded kind of wall with the embroidered logo. Really nicely done. They do like a little bit of a, not a valance, but a framing of the window. And it's got those same side to side shades. All right, and it's got the vent windows down here. That simple system, the little awning at the bottom with a screen over it. Get you some airflow in there. Cabinetry over top is not so tall, but it is pretty deep. It goes all the way to the back. There's 3 of those here. They do have the locking latches, which we like. They do have the elbow here, and they do have some really nice hinges. Roadtrek's cabinets are beautiful. They do it right. Again, with the molded composite doors. Really nicely done. Now here is the bathroom, and you'll see it looks pretty similar, just on the other side, similar to the other units we looked at. And it's also got that same system where the door can be opened partially. And it's a very similar bathroom. However, there's no sink in there. And I'll tell you what, they do have the shower here. And they do have a mirror and some places to hold stuff. But that sink missing, I don't think I mind so much because you've got a sink right here. It's right across from the bathroom. Why do you need a sink in the bathroom necessarily, Rose? Any reason you can think of? I mean, you brush your teeth or whatever, you can just as well do it here. So I don't miss the sink so much personally. All right, moving back into the lounge. We got the big wardrobe. Somebody's storing their backpack in here. And across from that, now we've got the standard rear lounge. Horseshoe cabinets all the way around the back. You got one back here. They're pretty deep too. It goes past my elbow. And it goes to either side of the unit all the way across. And then this. So there is a lot of storage up there. Now this lounge is like a shortened version of, this lounge is a shortened version of the one we saw before because that was a longer chassis. This one's on the short wheelbase. Same setup though. It's got the U-shape, the rear lounge U-shape back here. half a storage there. You can see this goes across to make the bed. What do we got here on this side? All right, so you've got some mechanicals down there. You could probably utilize a little bit of storage space. You just got to be careful when they've got sharing the space with mechanicals. You got the AC unit up top, right where it needs to be. There's no venting, but there's no need for venting in this small space. Got a flat panel TV on this side. The same cushions that Roadtrek, I guess, is known for because it's in every one of their units. And I like these little corner cushions, how they have this little lip that keeps them in place. That's just really neat. I didn't notice that before. Just a really cool thing. Very comfortable space back here. There's a window here. There's a window here. There's windows in the back. Lots of light back here. We like a good rear lounge, and this has got a good rear lounge. Now, this is, like we said, smaller unit, but man, it feels like it's bigger. Look up under here, Rose. You've got some more controls. I want to show them. You got the 120 plugs, and then down below, you've got a controller for the water heater. And also, I forgot to show them the refrigerator, the Norcold fridge. Look at that. Oh, a good supply of Gatorade and sandwiches. All right. That's no extra charge if you buy from them today. And then you've got a very shallow drawer. Could probably use that for silverware. There's the pantry. It's kind of an abbreviated version of what we saw in some of the others. Another drawer up here. Okay, this could be a silverware drawer. The other one you could use for other things. What is this? Cutting board? What is this? Oh, look. No, it's extra counter space. Wow. That is really cool. All right. So, Rose, they listened to you. They got you some more counter space. This is a pretty big microwave, too, relatively speaking. And then storage up under here.
What's that one down there?
We're going to look right now. Oh, that's just a flip down. It's not a storage compartment. That's accessibility. It's back here behind the breaker box and fuse box. Overall, we're dealing with a smaller space than even we had in our American Coast Patriot. This is a couple feet shorter. They do have the rear lounge. A lot of times in the shorter units, the rear lounges aren't the most practical, but here it just feels like it's a lot bigger space than it actually is. We like the big kitchen. We have mixed thoughts about the small bathroom, though. So I don't think that we'd be necessarily going to this particular unit. We're happy with our Class C, but if you're looking for a Class B and your space needs aren't a lot, it's gorgeous. The quality is there. Just a beautiful unit, and it's on the Mercedes chassis. If you're partial to that, then you've got options. You know, we hadn't looked at units from Roadtrek in the past, and I got to say, I'm very impressed with the quality of the cabinetry, especially, but also with the units themselves and the design. It's just they're just gorgeous. The outside and the inside, they just scream gorgeousness. And also, when you're talking about units on the Promaster chassis, they're a little bit less expensive. They tend to be less expensive than those on the Mercedes chassis, and that's a good thing too if you're really watching the expenditures and counting your pennies like we all are in this economy. But yes, very impressed at Roadtrek. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, we hope you consider subscribing, and if you do, make sure you ring that bell for notifications so you'll be told every time we post a new video. Also, those likes, those thumbs ups, they really help us out. It is free to do. You can set up a free account with Google and give us that thumbs up because it really helps us out and supports the channel. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Rose, you got anything else about Roadtrek? Rose was smiling on some of these. I got to tell you, she was digging them. All right, we'll see you guys in the next video.